What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Subtle Jokes that I, Market Man, indeed control the market. Not Konami with their rarity bumps and, their short prints, which we unfortunately get to talk about. I get very frustrated with this, and I've done several takes, so sorry if I stumble through it, but we have a short print in the upper end, it seems, of these collector rare sets, finally. It's taken, since Toon Chaos, we've been about 3 years without a short in the collector rare sets for world premieres and deck building sets. Now, Duelist Pack still had shorts, and it was about time they got around back to their ways, so I'm not surprised, I'm just disappointed and a bit riled up. When Jeff Jones speaks over on Twitter, I tend to listen. He said good and bad news, and to me, it's bad and bad news because, again, this shouldn't be happening. Store I Know opened 10 cases of Maze, 120 boxes. While Bonfire does not appear to be short printed, Thrust definitely seems to be only pulling 16 copies while pulling close to 2 to 3 times more of every other ultra rare. It appears to be about 1 per case. We will see if this changes between regions. Normally, if nothing is short printed, you should get around 3 to 4 of each. Yes, 3.6. It's basically a coin flip of if you get 3 or 4 of a card. And then we see from Germany, similar cases, 14 cases opened. Thrust definitely looks short printed. So clumping is a thing in modern product where it could be like, oh, that could just be, that area, these couple of cases, and could even happen to 20 cases. So we do still need numbers in front of us, but for back-to-back experiences like this early, it's alarm bells, people are reacting, Thrust is going up on the market, and I don't think they're just pulling these out of stacks. These tend to be honest reviews because information comes back, and credibility does lean towards people looking back to that information once again, and those stacks of Ancient Chants sure seem to be higher than anything, not forced perspective. Like, dude, come on. Battle City, yeah, remember Battle City? Remember old decks? Like, I wanted some of these, but not like this, man. So when it comes down to this, yeah, I'm pretty upset that it is happening, mainly because side sets were already selling poorly because of ratios. Every ultra rare being 3.6 of each is what was choking these out, because when something does go up later, another deck becomes good, it's not worth revisiting that product to buy them. It's worth going for the singles till they become $60, $70. That's why I thought Bonfire kind of had more of a cap towards 65, 70 early on, even for a tier 1 to tier 0 deck, as people are arguing. I think it's realistically tier 1, but we'll wait and see. I feel like that FOMO's calming down because you're still in pre-sales, locked sellers, and they're coming down on the price. Week 1 will be interesting to see if people do try to rush and buy it out, or if all that FOMO and hype does lead to it kind of going down and then respiking week 1, or if it does happen to calm down. But let me know what you think about where Bonfire will be and how you feel about short prints. I think we all feel about the same type of way, especially with how bad the ratios already are in these sets. Now, Konami hits ya, and then they give you something nice depending on if you care about this. New event alert. When boomers get support, they go, whoa! That's me, I'm Boomer, by the way. Participate in the Ultimate Time Wizard Team Tournament at Team YCS Las Vegas. Team members will use a deck from different Time Wizard formats: July 2005, so GOAT format, April 2010, so Edison, and September 2011, Tengu Plant, and face off against opponents using the same format. More info coming soon. I think this is freaking awesome, and something I've been saying for a long time is get nice old cards that can actually be usable in past formats, because they will have their time. These are the 3 most popular by far. Elemental Hero The Shining got knee-jerk reaction bought out for the OG version on this. There's also the secret rare actually as well, but look at that sales rate. It's actually pretty crazy on the day of the announcement. Also, you have Absolute Zero. It's been here for a while, up in price, lowish quantities. Fabled stuff got bought out in reaction to this. There's tons of decks you can play. These are all Tengu Plant buyouts, by the way, for the most part. And then Gores is pretty much low on quantities, up in price for versions. It's been this way for a little bit, but it is going even harder at this point. What's not really moving, though, is Tengu Plant itself. That's interesting. A lot of these are at all-time lows. And in my Discord, it seemed the perception as well, Tengu Plant's not the best in the format. It's been tweaked a lot, and people are arguing over that. Like, I look at Sport, it has moved a little for the super rare, but not insanely. These used to be way more collectible. I remember when they were like $3. And then Tengu itself has moved a bit on all versions, and it does seem like the lowest easy access version has the most sales since the announcement, but not a ton. Now, there is a resource called Format Library, and most of the Tengu plant tournaments are all from the Toronto time capsule, but I noticed one bigger tournament did take place, because you can see the amount of players is like 8 here, 9, 10, 11 for the Tengu plant ones. Here's a 38 person one, and when you do go to the list, the entire top 4 is Tengu plant, with the other decks filling out, you know, 5th through 8th. You've got the heroes which do have the reaction, X Saber, Vayu Turbo, but the whole top 4 is Tengu plants for this bigger tournament. I remember Billy saying, like, every agent matchup to him, it's what he looked forward to and he really wanted to play against in the format, yet agents are doing good at some of the Toronto time capsules, and so there are interesting decks. This is, again, formatlibrary.com if you want to go through and look at lists. Dragoonity, you have Agent here, Karakuri, a lot of decks you can play in the format to study for Tengu plant. But yeah, old usable stuff going up because you can actually play it and get support, and the side events tend to actually have better pricing than anything except for top 3 at the YCS itself, which is probably harder to achieve depending on what teammates you can get on your side. Triple Tactics Thrust, though, we just talked about that, of course, up for this. The secret rare jumped up. I did tell you to get them when they dipped down to 43 versus the 40 pre-sales on Ultras. The ultimate rare, though, is pretty much all-time low, I've noticed. Like, this is the other low point, and it's $2 away from that. I feel like if there is a collector rare for this card, I don't have confirmation on all the collector rares, of course, yet. If there is a collector rare for this, then that would actually push the OTS ulti ahead, because usually that pushes ahead of the collector rares, and it already going up so much within the set itself for pre-sales, and the secret rares busting up in price. I feel like that would actually push this up should there be one. But again, we're waiting to see if there is a collector rare. I just think out of all the versions to buy right now, considering this is at a lower point, not a bad thing to go ahead and get. Magispector Cyclone is way up in price, and there is a reprint for it, yet it's continuing to sell at that up price. People want them holographics, I suppose. Check this out. Yeah, we got the reprint, but people still buying them, and it's a pretty much low of 9.6 reverse nice before it is towards $10 here on the front page. Just interesting to me. This one's kind of weird. Bystials, Dragon Link Never Dies, are all up in price a good amount. Lubellion is around 20 for its secret rare, but yeah, Druisworm's doing good. Saronir is up towards $4-ish for both versions. And who's at the bottom? It's Magnamut. That's probably my worst call of last year. Yeah, Magnamuts, get them early. Oh man, if anybody tells you they're always right when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh cards, they're not. There's no way to. Things can come back around, but I thought Magnamut was definitely the one to look for, and it was the last one. Cosmic Cyclone's up. Apparently this is pretty good against Fire Kings. I myself didn't know that till discussions in the Discord, and the ultimate rare is on big buyout mode, and the collector rare is following behind. Again, look at that collector rare, even from the side set where they're hard to get. Ultimate rare far ahead to when it's the highest rarity, and all the way back to 115 before 165. Now, where will it sell? People are paying triple digits on one, but it looks like plenty of people happy to pay all the way up to 90s. I think there is a lot of nostalgia for this card as the modern MST in a sense that does extra heavy lifting, and it is going very, very strong in price. I don't know what else to say. Like, the sales are actually proof in the pudding. It's not people trying to boost their own rates. Soul Eating Overraptor is up, and so is Conductor Tyranno. People were telling me there's new dino support. That could be it. It just looks super consistent to me over time. This is a very strong fan favorite, and I don't think it's the new support necessarily doing this, but do be aware these have been up, and there's not many left at the price they're at for the highest end of dinos. I know a lot of people wanted to collect that, and I think that leads to it, even if it's not fully relevant. People truly do love dinos. I'm a huge fan myself. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. enjoy the conversation. I can't remove emotion every time I'm talking about something. Seeing Konami punt this hard with side sets and seeing pictures like this, it's just gross. Even if it was natural variants, that would be so dirty, and I don't personally think it is, but we do have to wait to see numbers to confirm. But two sources already having the same experience, that's usually not coincidence.